Good morning, y'all. I am so happy to be here with all of you. I wanted this to be like a moment that we could all gather, whether you're watching live or on a replay, where we could be in our PJs, crazy hair, no makeup, sipping on some coffee, and just being like raw and honest about where we're at in our pregnancy, motherhood. I know like the number one thing to get us through this journey with a smile on our face is each other, and seeing how like we all can resonate with one another, and we're wiping boogers and poop off babies and trying to figure things out and just doing the darn best we can. And so my hope is that when you come to these calls, you just feel a sense of belonging and that you can do it, even though it might be hard for you in this moment. And if you are in a really like juicy, joyful place in motherhood or pregnancy, that you can share that with others, because giving back to one another is what it's all about. So welcome. I'm so happy you're here. If you guys recognize this plant behind me, this is my favorite nook of my bedroom, and I have my little baby carriers over here, so it just makes me so happy inside. So I hope you have like a warm beverage, or maybe it's a cold beverage where you are, but it's starting to get cold here, but something that just brings you joy. You're in a space that just makes you feel like, things are good. Like even when things are chaotic and crazy around us, we can still find the little things that bring us joy. So I know all of you have your hands on the pain-free pregnancy protocol. And if you have any specific questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I can answer them at the end of this. But I also had some information that I did not consciously leave out of the protocol, but I realized it as I was hopping on, and I was like, I want to cover this because it needs to be talked about. Like, I want this protocol to be all encompassing. The idea is, if you were to come see me as a client for chiropractic care, yes, you come in and I analyze, your posture and your breathing and your fascia and all that, and I address it in your brain. Actually, that's the most important thing. But there is so many other things that I talk about, and that's what this protocol is. It's every single piece of information I would give you as you come to see me, visit by visit. And so what's so cool is I've been able to package it all into one thing and serve people all over the world. So this one piece that I am going to add to it, don't worry, it's not just going to be in this video. I will add it into the protocol. So if you need to revert back to that, you can. But what happens is we talk about posture changes, right? Our bellies literally get bigger. We are looking down on our phones or at our children or reading, whatever it is, and the structure of our body starts to morph. And if we don't do things to either be conscious to hold them another way or do movements to strengthen us into a new posture, it will just become unsupported, right? But there's another external factor that I forgot to mention, which is the clothing that we put on our body every single day. So I hope this is not TMI, because when you become pregnant and you become a mother, there's no such thing. But I want you guys to recognize, have you ever noticed by your hips, or maybe on your underneath your armpits, from wearing very tight undergarments, have you ever noticed like a little dip in your body? Sometimes we'll get like lines here or up here, right? Like on our traps on our shoulders, we'll get lines from really tight bras, really tight around here. We can have, and it's not right after you take it off, but it's like all the time. Maybe you wear a dress one day and you don't wear any of that, and you're like, oh my gosh, you look in the mirror and you're like, I still have these like little indents on my body from my undergarments. Or if you have already had a baby, or you currently have a baby, have you noticed where we tighten their diapers, that there's a little indent on their cute little hippies? The things we literally are putting on our bodies cause constriction if we choose to wear those kinds of clothing. Crazy. And if you look, especially at pregnancy wear, which when I had my first 14 years ago, I mean, there was motherhood maternity, I think, but that was it. And there was no such thing as like, I don't think they had pregnancy leggings back then. Like, there was nothing. And so the whole world has skyrocketed into pregnancy attire, but it's very constricting because it has to be to stay on us, right? And so I want us to be very conscious about what we are wearing. And you might already be at the point where you're like, Dr. Jane, I'm not wearing a bra. It's too much. It's too painful. And if you're there, I mean, I'm grateful that you're there, but the reason you're in a lot of pain could be because of what we are wearing, right? So things to be on the lookout for. Obviously, bras. Hi, beautiful girl. You want to say hi?
No, the muffins are ready and Taylor said they're all mine.
Did you take them out? Okay. Well, I have just a few more minutes and I'll come out.
Mommy, your hair is white.
My hair is white. What do you think about that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? In a few minutes, I'll come down to help you. They need to cool down first. So don't eat them right now. The chocolate will burn you. Yeah, I know. You want to sit here while I finish?
No.
Okay. We made chocolate chip muffins this morning, and they sound like they're done, huh? We're talking about tight clothes. Do you like tight clothes? No. Yeah, so bras would be the number one thing. If possible, to not wear them at all, actually. Because there's still those sports bras, but those cause tightening. Those can still be really tight around the rib cage, which is the number one thing that I want you to focus on, is getting movement in the rib cage. Because what tends to happen is it's so constricted from lots of things. Breathing, right, that you've read through. Breathing, add the bra on the external space, and there's just, everything is, it's almost like when you take a plastic bag or like a bag of something and you tighten it with a twisty tie, and then it's like all ballooned over here. I should get a balloon next time for you to see. And just everything is constricted right at the rib cage. No wonder we have pain up there, or shoulder pain or neck pain, because everything is tight and everything has to balloon at the belly. So the belly is the big balloon, and then our pelvis becomes super woobly goobly because it's holding everything rather than everything opening and working together. So check out your bras, make sure they're not tight. And if so, go braless. That's what I do majority of time. And then underwear is usually okay because it's pretty stretchy, unless you're wearing really tight, like with a band. I like the one that is a little bit like stretchy throughout the entire fabric. But pregnancy pants, this is one we gotta talk about, because it, more than not, I noticed, you have to notice where the pregnancy pants hit you, right? So if they're coming up halfway up your belly button and they're tight to stay on and they're staying right there, like basically like high-waisted leggings or pants, and they're hitting you at the belly button, think it's going to be adding pressure right at that point where baby's trying to expand. So I have a favorite pair of legging pants I got on Amazon. They go all the way up over the belly, and they just hit right above the belly where the belly is allowed to expand. So those are my favorite. And I'll send you a link below or put one in the comments so that you guys can check those out. Otherwise, honestly, my favorite is dresses, because then there's no constriction anywhere. That is not always totally doable. I'm not really a dress person all the time, so I get that. Dresses or overalls, I forget what they're called, but they're like a one-piece, I was calling them onesies, like a one-piece leotard kind of, but then you can throw like a sweatshirt over it or a sweater, and like, it was so cute. It's the same brand from my leggings, but it was super stretchy, nothing constricting. I wore it postpartum, and it was just like super cute for everything. So those are the two main things, pants and bras, to focus on. That if you can get your hands on things that are just a little bit looser, that is the way to go. So I hope that helps you guys in your journey of having a pain-free pregnancy. If you have any questions, like I said, post them in the comments. We're going to be doing this every week, so I want to hear from you. What do you want to expand your knowledge on? What are you like, I've heard this, but I don't really know, like, you just want to explore deeper, let me know. I'm currently working on a birth prep PDF, if you will, that's going to help you prepare for your birth and postpartum in the same regards of getting your mind, your body, spirit ready for those transitions. So if you want more info, let me know. That'll be coming out soon. But yeah, I'm just so excited. Cheers to some coffee. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day.